Hello everyone, welcome. There is a phrase you see every single day. Movie credits, YouTube videos, news reports, behind the scenes. We all use it. All the time. But where did it actually come from? The answer is not a computer or a camera. It is not a Hollywood studio. The real answer is an old wooden theater. A dark room with candlelight and painted cloth. This story begins in London. The year is 1678. A playwright named Thomas Shadwell writes a comedy. The play is called A True Widow. It premieres on March 21st at the Dorset Garden Theatre. That theatre sits right by the River Thames. Rich patrons arrive by boat. They step off the water and into a world of painted scenes and painted lies. The theater holds about 1,000 people. On that night in March, the audience laughs. They drink. They shout at the actors. They have no idea they are about to hear something historic. In one scene, a character speaks. The line goes like this. "No, madam. Selfish, this evening, in a green room, behind the scenes, was beforehand with me." Let me say that again. Behind the scenes. In a green room. This is the first time those words appear in any written record. But what do they mean? To truly understand, you have to walk into that theater. The audience sits in the dark. They stare at a beautiful painted scene. Trees. Castles. A garden. It looks real from far away. But behind that painted cloth is a completely different world. There is almost no light back there. Just a few candles flickering in the darkness. Actors fix their torn costumes. They whisper their lines over and over. They wait. Stagehands pull heavy ropes. Painters rush to touch up the scenery between acts. Everything happens in silence. Everything must be ready before the curtain goes up again. The audience never sees any of this. They only see the magic. That is the literal meaning of behind the scenes. The hidden place where the real work happens. Now let me tell you about the green room. Shadwell mentions it in the same sentence. A green room. What is that, in old theaters? A green room was a small backstage waiting area. Actors sat there before their scenes. No one knows exactly why it is called green. There are several theories. Some say the rooms were painted green to soothe actors' eyes after bright stage lights. Others say the name came from greengage, old slang for the stage itself. Some say it was a scene room that turned into green room over time. No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain. By 1678, actors already called that waiting area a green room. Now back to our story. Shadwell writes the line. The play runs for a season. Then it closes. For 33 years, the phrase disappears. No one writes it down again. Then 1711 arrives. A man named Joseph Addison starts a newspaper. It is called The Spectator. On March 6th, Addison writes an essay about opera. Italian opera is very popular in London at the time. But Addison does not like it. He thinks it is ridiculous. In his essay, he talks about a specific opera, Handel's Rinaldo. In one scene, real sparrows are released on stage. They are supposed to fly around a painted grove of trees. It sounds charming. But Addison is not impressed. He writes that the music of the birds actually came from behind the scenes. Musicians played bird sounds on small instruments called flageolets. And those musicians were hidden. They were planted behind the scenes. Addison complains that the sparrows cause problems. They fly into the wrong scenes. They land on the king's throne. They perch in a lady's bedroom. He jokes that the opera house will never get rid of them. But here is the important part. Addison writes the phrase down. Behind the scenes. In a printed newspaper. Thousands of people read it. The phrase begins to spread. Now it is not just a line in a forgotten play. It is something people see in print. It starts to live. In 1779, something new happens. People begin using behind the scenes for things outside the theater. Not just stages anymore. Not just actors and curtains. Now it means anything done in secret. Any work hidden from public view. A deal between politicians. A secret plan in a business meeting. Hard work that nobody sees or thanks you for. The Oxford English Dictionary records this change. Behind the scenes becomes a metaphor. The year 1779 marks the first time it is used that way. By the 1820s, the phrase is everywhere. Books use it. Newspapers use it. Regular people say it in conversation. Then the 20th century arrives. Movies are born. Suddenly, behind the scenes means something new again. A documentary about how a film was made. The director yelling. The cameras rolling. Actors laughing between takes. This is what we call a making of today. The first behind-the-scenes film appears in 1928. The Metropolitan Museum of Art makes it. It shows workers building museum exhibits. They fix paintings. They shovel coal. All the work visitors never see. From a London stage to a museum basement. The phrase keeps growing. Today, we use it for almost everything. A political campaign has people working behind the scenes. A business deal is negotiated behind the scenes. A YouTube channel has editors working behind the scenes. A wedding has planners working behind the scenes. Teachers grade papers late at night behind the scenes. Nurses clean rooms and comfort patients behind the scenes. Chefs prepare meals before the restaurant opens behind the scenes. Every success story has hidden effort. Every beautiful moment has secret preparation. Think about your own life for a second. Your teacher stays after school to help you. Your mother plans your birthday party without you knowing. Your friend practices their speech for weeks. Your boss stays late to finish the report. Your teammate practices extra hours to win the game. All of it. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. The phrase is almost 350 years old. But the idea is even older than that. Behind every show, there is a crew. Behind every success, there is a sacrifice. Behind every smile, there is a story. Behind every victory, there is sweat you never saw. Now you know where this phrase came from. You know about Thomas Shadwell and his forgotten play. You know about Dorset Garden Theatre by the Thames. You know about Joseph Addison and his complaining essay about sparrows. You know about the Green Room and its mysterious name. So the next time you watch a movie, the next time you see a behind-the-scenes video, the next time you read a book or watch a play, remember those old London theaters. Remember the candlelight and the painted cloth. Remember the people working in the dark. That is where the magic starts. Behind the scenes is not just a phrase. It is a tribute to invisible work. It is a thank you to everyone who works while no one is watching. Thank you for listening. And remember something important. When you learn English, you are working hard. Most people do not see that work. They do not see the hours you spend studying. They do not see the words you write down. They do not see the mistakes you make and fix. But one day, they will see the result. Keep going. Behind the scenes, you are becoming someone great. I will see you next time.
能以非母语者的身份专注学习到现在，这本身就是很棒的进步。真诚感谢你的观看。如果你觉得本期内容实用，点赞或留言让我知道你的想法，这对我持续创作非常重要。我们下期见。